Hey, good afternoon. How y'all doing? It is Well Red Beard, and it is a damn fine day to talk about a book, and we're here for a book review. I'm just checking one thing. There it is. I don't know why my computer keeps defaulting back to like 80% mic, but anyway, appreciate you being here. By the way, I've kind of been in a bit of a slump. I haven't really finished anything. I don't know. It's been a weird week with work and like high school graduations and then the extended holiday weekend and things like that. But I just finished Ghost Eaters by McCleod Chapman. Now, this one, it hit my radar a few years ago when it came out, but for whatever reason, I just didn't read it. And recently read Chapman's newest release called Wake Up and Open Your Eyes. I liked this one, and so kind of wanted to do some more, and I picked this one up, and yeah, so I've read two Chapman books now with a couple more on the way in the next couple months. But this one is good. I gave it 3.5 stars. There were parts about it that I really liked, and parts of it that maybe kind of pulled it a little bit lower. But ultimately settled at 3.5. And it's about for me, what it was like this perfect marriage of addiction and horror, which addiction synonymous with horror, right? But horror fiction, and then a story about addiction, and it married those two really, really well. Let's get a synopsis, and then I'll tell you some more about it. So Aaron is our main character. Aaron hasn't been able to set a single boundary with her charismatic but reckless college ex-boyfriend, Silas. When he asks her to bail him out of rehab again, she knows she needs to cut him off, but days after he gets out, Silas turns up dead of an overdose in their hometown of Richmond, Virginia, and Aaron's world falls apart. Then a friend tells her about Ghost, a new drug that allows users to see the dead. Want to get haunted? He asks. Grieving and desperate for closure with Silas, Aaron agrees to a pill-popping seance, but the drug has unfathomable side effects. And once you take it, you can never go back. So yeah, I mean, first of all, this so they go out to this abandoned house, not abandoned, like never been built, like the housing market bust and all that. This whole subdivision of abandoned houses, and they go way back deep in this place, back to the very back of a cul-de-sac, and they're they need a house without a history. They need a house with no previous hauntings in order to experiment with this drug. And one of her college friends, there's a group of four of them, two girls, two guys, but Tobias, he kind of has taken over the manufacturing of this drug Ghost. And I'm not going to go too deep into that, but it gets to a point where like he's doing seances with people like constantly, and there's one part in this book that talks about how the house that had started with a clean slate with no ghosts, wound up just absolutely chock full. But it says let's see. These people brought their trauma into this house. They dragged in their past, the phantoms on their backs, in their bellies. They brought their pain, all their hurt, their loss, their rage. They brought it in and planted the seed of what haunts them most inside our home. Now all those seeds are blooming, are ghosts. So many ghosts. I thought that part was cool. Another part here talks about when you build a house, you begin with a grave, right? Because you dig out the foundation. But when you build a house, you begin with a grave. You dig a hole in the ground, then the footings are formed and poured. The concrete foundation is cured, but it remains a grave, with or without a body, empty and waiting to accept. What do I expect to find down here? I'm not sure. I know I'm supposed to be here. Something is tugging me downstairs. I like that idea of a house starting as a grave. And then I marked one other part here. Um, there's one part. So um, Silas, who was her ex-boyfriend, he had a lighter throughout the story, and his lighter said "Rehab is for quitters." And I'm gonna leave it at that. But I like the fact that this lighter kept coming back up, and the role that it played. So without being too spoilerific, I really liked, again, like I said, the marriage of addiction and horror. I liked the um, seriousness, the what's the word I'm looking for? I mean, the apocalyptic nature, I mean, the size of the ending. Because again, I said this in my short review, but a lot of stories of addiction, in order to be believable, there cannot be this happy ending. And I'm not saying for who or what, but there's a size. It's not a completely unhappy ending, but there is a size to what has to happen to ever break free of this type of addiction, and I kind of liked that. I mean, there was a mirror quality to the horror and the addiction, and just you know in a world where, I mean, I don't think we can take a drug to revisit with our dead friends and relatives. Just, I don't know, the reality of the addiction piece. I mean, how she kept going back to this drug to try to commune with her ex-boyfriend. That part was, it was, I don't know, it was one of those things where you're like, don't do that. Don't, don't go to the basement. Don't, you know, uh, don't say I'll be right back or whatever. There was this quality of just, but I really enjoyed that. There's some really freaky parts here too, about the uninhabited house in general. Just different things that the author did with, I mean, something as simple as like plastic over unwindowed window holes. Yeah, I mean that part was cool. Things that he did with just open, undrywalled walls with open insulation. There's a part in here where a mother comes to take the drug to commune with her dead baby, and some of this stuff that kind of sprung out of this baby part was absolutely creepy as shit. There's a lot of good stuff here, a lot of good horror. I'm a fan of Chapman's work. Again, this is my second read. I've got Some Kind of Mother and Whisper Down the Lane, I think. I'm going to do one of those in the next month. I know that for sure. But anyway, I enjoyed it. 3.5 stars. This is Ghost Eaters by McCleod Chapman. I hope you liked it. I hope you're liking all your books, all of them, as much as I am. If not, you're reading the wrong damn books.